Good morning. Welcome to High Sky. This virtual new world that we're in has us all a little bit upside down. But we want to take an opportunity today to give you a chance to see what we have going on here at High Sky. The different programs we have, the enhancements we're making, the construction that we're doing, and give you a hint of our vision and our future. So we have 8 different programs that work all the way from early intervention, prevention, all the way to postvention of children. And we will talk about that as we walk around the campus a little bit this morning about all that we do here at High Sky. But I did want to make mention of the fact that we work with children all the way from straight out of the hospital, 4-pound babies that have never known love and nurturing and care, to teenagers who are aging out of the foster care system, who've not ever had stability in their life and who don't really know how to grow up and be adults. And so we'll talk about each individual program and how this impacts children that are growing up in the foster care system, but also some ways that we help prevent child abuse from happening in the first place so that children don't have to come into foster care. Child Protective Services is responsible for ensuring that children are safe in their homes. And when the decision is made that children need to be removed from their families and placed into foster care, there's often no place for them to go. 60% of the children in the foster care system have to be placed outside of our region. And so in the meantime, how do they find a placement? Well, we have an emergency shelter that we are expanding and enhancing to meet the needs of children in the Permian Basin. And it's a temporary placement while they're able to find a foster home or a relative for children to stay in while their families are getting the services they need to hopefully be able and allow the kids to come back home. Our new emergency shelter will be able to house teenagers and younger children. We'll be able to work with kids with all different variety of needs, which we're limited to right now. Currently, we have children that are having to spend the night in CPS offices because there's not enough room for them and there's not any placement options. So this emergency shelter will give children a safe, fun place to be while they're waiting to find out what the next steps are for them. So we have 2 campus foster homes that provide foster care services for children here on our property, but the most of our foster care services are provided in the community. In Midland, Odessa, Big Spring, and surrounding areas, our goal is to keep children close to home and provide them with the stability that they've lacked in their life, to keep them in their own communities where possible. And so a lot of what we do here is keep kids in a community-based placement where they're able to go to neighborhood schools and engage in regular family activities and play soccer or t-ball or whatever it is that they enjoy doing. What we want to do is help kids know that the life can be different for them, and that when they go back home, which may happen, or when they go into an adoptive placement, they've been able to have those seeds of love and stability and nurturing planted in their hearts so that they'll be able to accept that moving forward. Not enough to take the child out of their family system, because just to remove them and place them in a foster home or an adoptive placement or in our emergency shelter doesn't remove the family from the child or the hurts that has occurred when they were in their home. And so one of the things we do here is we provide therapy services for the children. And as you might expect, children aren't going to come in and talk about what's happened or what they've experienced. One, they've learned that emotions aren't safe to express, but also that's not how children communicate. And so we provide a multitude of modalities of therapy for children in the foster care system to work through some of their fears and angers and hurts and abuse that has occurred to them, and all that betrayal of the fact that these families are supposed to love me, my parents are supposed to love me, and yet these horrible things happen right within the system of love that gets very confusing. And so to help them untangle all of that, they get to play out their reality, and they play it out through sand tray, they play it through play therapy, They go to equine horse therapy, and through the course of the time that they're with us, we hope they're able to return to a more normal sense of what life should be like, so that they can make lifelong changes and change their own self-esteem and their own life course, as well as that for their families that they grow up and have. Another part of our Partnering with Parents program is supervised visitation. So along with play therapy, we also supervise the visits between the child and the parent. One thing we don't want to happen is that family relationship get lost while the children are in foster care. And so they visit with each other, they play, they interact. We make visits very engaging for the kids and families, so it's fun to go to. And it's good for the kids to see that their parents are making changes and the family's getting healthier. And it's good for parents to see that their children are okay while they're away from them. As we began to plan the future of High Sky and what we thought we could offer to the Permian Basin in our mission of healing child abuse and promoting family wholeness, obviously therapeutic services is high on that list. In order to make those lifelong changes and generational impact, people need to really look deep and search their heart and their souls for what needs to heal and what needs to change. And so we will be adding the Frank Kramer Therapy Center as a part of our overall Rebuild and Remodel program in order to meet the needs of our community, our children and families. And we will be able to offer a multitude of modalities, as well as a different level of therapists and more therapists that are able to provide enhancement and enrichment into our therapeutic services. We kind of discussed a little bit about children coming into the foster care system as babies and toddlers and young children, yet often what we overlook is that teenagers are also a part of the foster care system. In fact, about 8% of Texas teenagers age out of the foster care system. And that's a staggering statistic when you think about it, because although 8% doesn't sound like a lot, it translates into thousands of children each year that have nowhere to go. And when you turn 18, can you imagine being on your own? Your parents saying, good luck, have a good life, and you have nowhere to go home to, no place to go at Christmas, you have no stability in your life. That's tough. And so what we do here at High Sky is we provide programs for adult living that help children learn the skill sets they need to be independent adults. But then we go a step further and we have case management services all the way up to 21 years of age, where youth have services available to them, both financially, emotionally, mental health. It's called Life, living independently, emotionally, and financially. We're also adding one of our future programs to be hopefully coming this summer or fall will be a teen home for those teens that are currently having to leave our region to find placement. We hope to work with starting out 6 teenagers and then adding another home as we get a little further down the road to work with 12 teenagers that are able to begin to be independent in their own lives and make decisions that are going to impact their future so that they don't repeat the past.